Michal Kuzsela is here to speak at Orchard Harvest Conference, backend developer, team and tech lead at Fudge Design. This talk will demonstrate advanced use cases for sending emails to customers. We will explore email queues, failover tests, and creation of custom templates with NGML, along with extra few tips and tweaks.
Okay, so hi everyone. I am Michael from Fudge Design, and I would like to start with a question. Who is using emails inside Orchard Core? Nearly everyone. And Sebastian does not use emails. Who is using the standard email task inside the workflows for sending them? Okay, that's a half. Yes. Okay. So today I'd like to talk about something that's been a part of our Orchard Core ecosystem for quite some time, our custom email module. We've been improving this system for several years now, and we've been expanding its functionalities based on real-world feedback from our projects. Today I'll share with you how it works, why we keep evolving it, and what we've learned about building a reliable email delivery system inside Orchard Core. A bit about me. I've been working in Fudge Design for almost 9 years now. I am focusing on backend development and software architecture in .NET, ASP.NET, and I lead a small team that focuses on maintaining and extending our Orchard Core ecosystem. We build custom modules, improve integrations, and create tools that make our clients' lives easier. Here's what we will cover today. First, we'll take a look how we work with the emails, blacklists, and files. Then we will take a look how emails are queued, processed, and how our retry logic works. And we will also visit automatic cleanup with configurable retention, and finally how templates variants fit in the whole process. A bit of background. At Fudge Design, we work on many Orchard Core-based projects. And like most teams, we deal with the emails all the time. Emails are just everywhere, in the registrations, password resets, notifications, you name it. At first, we treated them as something simple. Just send an email and move on. For this, the default email task in Orchard Core is sufficient, but we soon figured out that it was not enough for us. Because as our projects grew, we realized that email handling is actually a critical system component, and that even on the smaller projects, we need to track emails and what's happening to them. When things go wrong, like SMTP errors, connectivity issues, or other problems, it can be frustrating for both developers and clients. And because the email sending happens in the background, the problems can stay unnoticed for a long time. That's why we decided years ago to build a custom email module, one that would make sending and tracking emails transparent and reliable and auditable as any other email process. So, let's start with the basics. How we handle emails, blacklists, and files. As I said, we needed to have all the information about the emails, what happens to them, if they were sent or failed, etc. And that's why we treat them as a first-class entity. Every email is stored, tracked, and auditable. Before the emails even enters the queue, it is validated. The validation includes steps like checking if the sender is not on the blacklist, if the file sizes for the attachments are within limits, and if the attachments are safe. Blacklist management might sound simple, but it's one of those things that prevents a lot of pain. We were dealing with a lot of spammers that reCAPTCHA could not filter out, even when using our honeypots to improve the reCAPTCHA functionality. And so we built at least the basic functionality for administrators to maintain a list of blacklisted email addresses that will be just ignored and this email will not be sent to them. On top of that, we've enabled sending email attachments. Not only can you configure allowed file sizes and extensions, but we also support multiple ways of delivering them. For example, as a standard file attachment in email, and also as a public and secured expiring links that can be shared with anyone. This keeps the email small and fast, while still allowing access to larger files in a secure way. I will ask, do you hear me well in the background without the microphone? In the back, sorry. Okay, let's take a look how the emails are queued. Once the email passes the validation, it's added to the email queue, which is basically a separate document table with custom index that contains all the data that are needed for sending the email. For example, subject, sender, recipient, attachments, status, and so on. And it acts as a central hub for everything outgoing. The processing of emails happens asynchronously. We use background tasks that pick up the emails in the queue and send them via the configured SMTP provider. This means user never has to wait for sending to complete. It's decoupled from app, it is fast and it's reliable. And this visibility has been a huge improvement for us. It means there is no magic in the background, but we have a clear, auditable process. And one of the key components we added and kept refining is traceability. Every email has its life cycle. When it enters the queue, it is queued, and then after processing, it may end up sent or failed. When something fails, we log the exact reason why the email sending failed. For example, SMTP error, missing data, timeouts, and so on. In practice, that means if a customer reaches out to us and says, I did not get my mail, we can take a look at the history, see exactly what happened, and respond with confidence. When the sending fails, the system automatically retries by default up to 3 times, but it's configurable. This is giving temporary issues like down SMTP server network problems a chance to recover. After 3 attempts, the email is marked as failed, and it won't be tried again unless manually requeued. And this provides us stability against the network issues, and it was a huge improvement for us. And as with any queue, data tends to grow. That's why we have developed a configurable email retention policy. We have 2 steps. First is a soft delete. When the email is deleted, it's visible in the system and can be still recovered. And then we have hard delete, where it is permanently removed after a configured retention period. We can configure it separately for emails and attachments, and this is keeping our database small and fast while still giving enough time for teams to audit or debug any problems. It's one of those invisible features that happens in the background, but saves a lot of headaches later. Okay. And the last thing before the demo, I'd like to talk about template variants, which is actually one of the latest increments to our email module. It's a module where developers and editors worlds meet, because it helps to both sides. For developers, it brings a simple workflow management. Instead of constructing messages for each use case. For example, when you have forms that send emails with a different content for certain use cases, then we were working with the workflows in a way that we split or forked the workflow into multiple email templates and had to maintain them one by one. These templates allow the developers to use the template, fill it out with parameters, and send without duplication. It provides either maintenance, etc. For editors, from editor's perspective, the variants bring flexibility. Editors can update content, localize content, update layout styles, etc. without even opening the workflows. Everything is in the content items, which comes with the standard features, as for example, the content template variants bring us versioning, security features, and also they are exportable. Another thing is they are reusable. You can use the template in the multiple workflows, multiple modules, just with different parameters. And the last thing is that we also added support for MGML, which is a templating language specifically for responsive email templates. And we also support loading them from the file system so they can be versioned by source control by developers. That's all from the presentation itself. Let's take a look on the demonstration. Sorry. Let's click. I have prepared for this demo a simple application form. It seems it's here. It has a few fields, name, email, position that the applicant is interested in, and uploads for a file. Let's fill it out with some sample data. And send. You can see the form was sent successfully. This means it should be now processed by the background task that runs in the CMS. There's a cron job for 1 minute, so we can wait for a minute or take a look at the local SMTP server that I have configured and see that we have luck. We have been lucky because it's already sent and it arrives to our email inbox. There are two emails. One is an autoresponder for the applicant with some information, and the second one is an email to the company that is responsible for this website. It contains the applicant information, and also it contains the file that I have uploaded. We can see it was downloaded without a problem. But what if I would like to share this attachment with my colleagues or someone else? Then I could, for sure, send it in a copy to some other people, but it would take up space in their inbox, and what's the reason for that? That's why we've developed also another use cases. We'll show you on this one, on the second position. Each of the positions has a different workflow in there. The IT department workflow sends a public link instead of attachment in the email. It's usable when you need to share the attachments with your colleagues that do not have access to the content management system and cannot use the secure links. I'm just thinking if we will wait or take a look in the administration. Because the cron job takes some time, we will take a look at the email queue and wait for the email to send. When we go into the administration configuration email, we have there our custom module for email queue. And if we open it, we can see it was already sent. So we'll take a look again in the inbox. Again, there are 2 emails, and the second one is with the public link. You can see there is no attachment included in the email itself, but we have a link for the attachment that we can open in private window and download it. It is accessible based on the token in the URL. If I change the token, then I cannot access it, so it should be secure. It's also expiring after defined retention period. And the third use case, let's just fill it out. And we won't be waiting for this one to complete. I will send it manually, hopefully. It will arrive soon. Again, we have 2 emails, and in a second, there is a download private file link, which when I click this link in the private window, then I cannot download the attachment. It's protected by login. It's also protected by permissions, so you can set up who can access the attachments and who cannot. And so when I open it in my standard window where I am logged in, then I can still download it. So that's the demonstration of these 3 attachment use cases. Let's try out one more thing, and that's the failover policy. When I shut down the SMTP server and send the email, then we can see that the email is waiting in the email queue. I will send it manually, so we don't have to wait for the cron job, and we'll just wait for this task to complete. Takes some time also, and it has disappeared. That's because we do change the status to failed even if there is retry policy active. Currently it's configured for the 3 attempts, and then it's failed permanently. And when we open this mail, we can see all the data about it. We can see when it was created, when the last send attempt was done, who is it from, etc. We can also see the body in visual form with escaped dangerous JavaScript, and we see the error why it did not come through. It's saying that the target machine refused connection, which is logical because I shut down the SMTP server, and I also closed my folder with the SMTP server. So let's find it quickly. I will start it up again, and now, even though the emails are failed, we can resend them, and it should still hit the 3 times retry policy and be sent. And you see that the emails were sent despite they have failed before, but that does not apply to all emails. If I filter out the failed emails, then there are some older emails that were not sent because they already used up all their retries. Regarding the email queue, what we have seen is basically all there is. We have a filter for the date range and the statuses, and we can also resend the failed emails, which will basically reset the status and the retry count. Now I would like to go to workflows to show you how it works in the background. We have also the blacklist implementation, which, as I have said, is just a naive list of the blacklisted email addresses that can be ignored when sending emails. And we have the send email workflow for the form I have shown you before. In this workflow, I have a form post submit endpoint. I have bind for model state, and then I fork the workflow into 3 separate branches. Each of these branches is using JavaScript evaluation task, which checks the position field, and if it goes through, then it just follows with another task. On the next level, we have the form attachments task. This task was also proposed as a pull request for Orchard Core some years ago, I guess, but it was not completed yet. What it does is basically it takes the file from the HTTP request, it stores it on the file system, and also checks the extensions and maximum size. We have an option to store the attachment on the blob storage. It's not dependent on the primary media storage from the Orchard Core. It's controlled by this checkbox. The next step is our custom queue email task, which is based on the email task from the Orchard Core, and it has the same fields, except a few checkboxes in there. One of them is surveying for including the attachment in the email. It will basically include the attachment directly in the email, and another one is for removing the attachments. That's useful when you include the attachment in the email and do not want to keep it on file system because of security reasons and so on. Then it will remove it after the email is sent. And also we have a checkbox for the MGML markup language, which allows you to use MGML in the body. Then there is the autoresponder, which is the same, just with different address. And that's all from the chef workflow. But we have also the direct links in emails, which are basically the same. They do not use the input attachments and or remove attachments, but we have created our custom liquid filter, which renders the public links. And this is the same for the private and public links, just with different parameters of the function. Yes, sorry, that's here. The private one is a bit shorter because it doesn't generate unique tokens. So that's all about the standard workflow, how we did it before. What we did in the last 2 months, I guess, is that we created template variants. Let's take a look what are these variants. I have prepared again application form with the same functionality. I will just fill it out for each use case so we can see it's working the same. Yeah. So I fill it out. I will go into email queue and send the emails manually. And what's different about these emails is that I used the MGML for a demonstration, so we can see it also in the administration that there is rendered MGML template, and it is also, yeah, they hit some error. Happens sometimes. Yeah, we have 3 different templates that I generated with AI, and we have also the messages for the company, one with included attachment, another one with the public download, and the last one with the private download. It works the same. So what is the difference? The difference is primarily in the workflow. When we open the original workflow that we have used for years, and we open the new workflow, then there are way less steps than in the original. There is still the endpoint, bind formula state, there are still the attachments, but there is just a single send template email step, which is doing everything. It has only 4 fields. One is for picking up the variant set name, which is a collection of the email templates, and it has 3 conditions, for the culture, for the specified variant, and for the autoresponder, because we always send also the autoresponder to our to people who fill out the forms. You can see it's based on the position field that was sent in the form. Yeah, but this variant group has to be defined somewhere, and this is where the template variants come in place. As I said, template variants are based on content items. That means we have a content item listing with our custom hooks email template content type. What is different from the standard content types is that they have the variant set they belong to, and they have their custom variant name. We based our variants on the localization part, so it works basically the same. You can navigate to the content variants in this dropdown or create a new variant from it. When I go into the detail of the template variant, then again there is the variant set part, which allows you to set the variant set name, also the variant name, and you can create a clone of this variant. Otherwise, it's the same as the standard email task. Again, it has the save form attachments options and the mgml. One last thing I would like to show you is the inclusion of the file system templates. We have created a shortcode for loading MGML templates or HTML templates into the body that allows the developers to store the templates on the file system and to version them with source control. For sure, you can also include it in the plain form directly in the body. There's just some overview of the template variants. As I said, it's a custom content type, so it's securable, exportable, localizable, etc. The variant part has its own index, and it's based on localization part. It works similarly. It pairs the content items with the same variant set, and it's also reusable. You can use it, for example, for A/B testing, which is something I would like to test out in the future. And that's all. So, in conclusion, for us, the email module is an outcome of a module we've been developing for 5 years. It's something that has been tested on many projects with many clients, and we think it's a mature module, it's stable, transparent, and it serves for transparent email delivery. Okay, thank you.
Variance set. Can you show us the class? You made the variance set part.
Yeah.
Can we see that and compare it to localization set? Because I'm wondering, is that something we should have in Ultra?
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So there is the variant part code. It's yeah. Zoom it in. I guess like this. It's basically the same. Yeah. It has the variant set. It has the set name and variant name on top of that, and it has the variant part handler. which is serving for the cloning creating, where it generates the unique IDs for the variants. And another thing is the driver, which that just handles the linking of the content items. And the logic beneath that, with the pairing of the variants using it, is in the index that just queries the variant or content items by the variant set ID that's generated.
So, how different is this from localization set?
It's basically the same. Yeah. The only difference is that localization set is not very good for this use case because you don't want to create your variants based on language. Yeah. But the feature is the same. Yeah. It's like 90% of the code is the same with the variant set name and variant name added on top of that. I think it could be extended, the localization set, to provide a feature that would allow you to pair your custom content variants and also the localizations with maybe using the Patrick.
What I'm thinking is that localization set should be a variant set, but the discriminator is a localization and not a string.
Yeah.
So that's why I see the similarities and why I'm asking, should we have variant set by default in Orchard so we can have any variant of a content item? Culture being one, it's a localization.
Yeah, for me, this would be amazing. We would not have to support this feature, and it's something that's not very hard to do, I guess.
Okay.
But don't create a pull request and give it to me.
I don't create any. And so it was the first question. The second is, how far is your queuing thing different than the queuing and the jobs stuff in Orchard Core?
The queue is it's basically a document table with some status of the email, etc. And we are using the background jobs from the Orchard Core to process them. So basically what we have here is the background task somewhere. Do you know where it is? I guess I do not have it enabled. Oh, but it's a background task with a cron.
Does anybody know if we have background jobs? If Jean-Thierry finished the background jobs? But it started, there is a PR somewhere with background jobs, right?
Yeah, it's not finished. I looked it up. It was a pretty much good module.
Okay.
We have the background job for sending the emails, and even for deleting. And currently it's set up for 1 minute, so that's why we had to wait, because Chrome does not support smaller intervals than 1 minute.
Another question? Maybe you talked about it last year, but I don't remember. What's the relationship between Olive and Orchard Core?
Yeah, the Olive is basically our custom set of modules based on Orchard Core, but the core is the same. We are just extending it with a set of modules. We have, I guess, 30, 40 modules. So.
And the admin is the same, so because I recognize the menu, just a custom theme.
Yeah, it's the Olive theme, but it's the same. It's just the CSS, JavaScript.
And it's green because it's an Olive.
Sorry?
It's green because it's an Olive.
Yeah, it's green because of that. Some people say that the Olive is kind of ugly, but I don't agree with that.
Doesn't look like an Olive, yeah. Cool. Thank you.
Thank you. I have a couple of questions. And before we do that, whether we also had an open source feature for content sets, which is, I believe, the same as this variance feature. if you like to check it out in the Helpful Extensions module. But more to the point, are you only using SMTP, or do you integrate like with SendGrid APIs or Azure Communication Services?
Yeah. We use only the SMTP or the default implementation of the provider in Orchard Core. But for example, SendGrid, we are using this provider with our customers from Easy Software. But no, we don't have any custom APIs. We always use the provider configured in the email settings in the Orchard Core. Yeah.
All right. Second question, this is not open source, right?
No. The only part that is open source is the safe for management task that needs to be finished. But yeah, otherwise it's not. It can be replicated pretty easily by what I have shown in the presentation, I guess. So, like that.
So do you want to open source it eventually? Or contribute it to Orchard?
Sadly, that's not on me. But we have open source initiative in our priorities as web design. But we are kind of taking our time with making it happen.
All right.
Thank you for the presentation. So as the queue is based on document table, so in load balanced environment, multiple instances of the application can be running. So how do you ensure that the same task is not picked up by several?
Yeah. We have split the document table per tenant. So even though it's a separate document table, it's still based on tenant. We are, I think I can show it to you. It's another collection in the Yes SQL, which by default works works in a way that it ensures that it's tenant specific.
Yeah, but if the same tenant runs on several nodes at the same time.
Oh, sorry, I did not get it. Yeah, okay. No, we do not handle this scenario yet because we don't have that big projects that would run on the multiple nodes. Yeah.
Questions? Then thank you very much for your presentation.